Fitra leadership is fitra. So it's something that we don't invent. It's actually something that who we are or who we can be, right?
Well, it's an authentic expression of.
It's an authentic expression of me,
of your true self.
So, do you think, or or at least I would like to get your feedback on. I would like to get your feedback on. Can any person, ordinary man, ordinary woman, without attending any courses, can reach that moment? Or they necessarily have to attend the course?
Well, there's people, they meditate for years, and there's people who do religious practices for years. But if you look at it, who's doing it is who they've become in life. So I'm not saying there aren't moments where you get spiritual enlightenment or you touch authenticity. You're staring at these are some examples where people have shared. You're staring at the sunset, and all of a sudden everything falls away. There's no pretense. You're just struck by the majestic beauty of the what's in front of you. And then your kid pulls on your coat and so it may last a few moments.
Yeah. So we can get it naturally, without really getting trained for it.
Well, you can have a glimpse of it. There are glimpses. Maybe you get it a couple of times 2 or 3 times in your life. You have a moment. Most people don't have a moment, but if they do, it's 1 or 2 or 3 moments.
So
I know I've interviewed about 90,000 people, and
I know that
it's really difficult for anybody to find a moment where they're not inside the machinery, if you like.
So I would like you to tell us, or I would like you to explain to us, to show us how having this moment more available to us would transform our lives.
Well, people meditate, right? And they talk about mindfulness and all that's great. Usually you have to go into a quiet room or a darkened room, put some nice tranquil music and just meditate until all the aggravations and all the stimulus and all the nervous systems reactions are all kind of fading away and into a place where it's just kind of calm, Well, then you have to get into life. So then you walk in the street, someone knocks into you and you're upset again. Gone. It's dependent on the situation to be able to sustain that. Whereas when you have the tools we're talking about, you can notice your reaction, but you don't have to be it. But that you're noticing it, okay, it's happening, but you're not it. Mm-hmm. We could talk about it, but you've got to experience being able to not go there in that moment. Instead of, and you're all upset. Mm-hmm. Go, whoa, wow, I'm reacting. I can feel it. But that's not me, that's my reaction. Just that little piece. If you could be you and not your reaction in those moments, that would, less people would get killed. Less violence would be happening, less marriages would fail.
And the more we are like this, the more leaders we are.
Well, yeah, you're able to not react, shout and whatever with people. It's not powerful to be a reaction. Now, you may have to, generate a response, but if it's created, like an intensity to penetrate, because people aren't really, there. You've got to penetrate what's going on to get the communication through. But it's not coming from a reaction or an annoyance. It's coming from an intention to communicate.
So the leader can intentionally penetrate with his impact on people around him or her.
Yeah, people are unconscious. People are not conscious. They're in their thoughts, or their reaction. Typical example, when someone's all upset and you see it on the movie or something and people slap them and they come out of it, right? but they couldn't get them to come out of it until they slapped them, right?
Yeah.
Which is very, I hope I don't ever have to use that, right? But that's a vivid example of how much people are in their stuff sometimes. So they may not be, freaking out and in that state where you got to slap them, but it's kind of like that. You got to interrupt that automatic stuff.
My last question actually for you is that you always say that attending the Fitra leadership program is an answer for success for anybody, whatever his success level is. Am I right?
I'm not quite clear. I don't know if I've ever said that way. So
it's my way. It's the way I'm expressing it.
Yes.
But what I understood from you is that regardless of how much you are successful,
yes,
at what you got out of the Fitra leadership program actually will support you to be more successful.
Ah, I see. Yeah, I would say another way.
I would like you to link this statement about what regardless wherever we are in success,
yes,
and being able to be that focused in penetration, and it's an intentional penetration, not a reaction, would make really the best out of you, of your life, or out of you, regardless of where you are or the profession you have or what you are doing.
Okay, so
am I clear?
No, it's not clear for me.
You want me to repeat it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I could give you back what I think you're saying, but it's probably better if you try and say it again.
Okay. What I'm saying is, you mentioned that in the program we will learn how to be more attentive to the moments we are not.
Yes.
We are not ourselves.
Yes. So I think this is where you go. So just correct me, right? So
okay.
I'm interrupting you.
Okay.
But one of the things I say, which you may have maybe pointing to, is no matter how successful you are.
Yeah.
Okay. It's never going to fulfill you because it's making up for something about you.
Mm-hmm.
If you decided I'm not smart, so you work really hard to make up for not being smart, but it's not true you're not smart. You just decided you're not smart.
Yeah.
So now you're working hard, and myself included, I got a degree in electronic engineering, and my brother said, "Oh, you're really smart." I'm thinking to myself, "Nah, I just worked hard."
Mm-hmm.
So producing the result reminds you of what you're not. So it can never fulfill you.